Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the AEW Dark review for the 2nd of March 2021. Not a bad show. I definitely think that having the show split with one show meant for, uh, you know, the kind of newer talent, and one show meant for mid card, and then Dynamite will be a good thing. I think it may get into oversaturation, but that's a risk they seem to be willing to take. Negative One is back on the show for those that like Brody Lee or young Brody Lee. Anyway, Lee Johnson and Aaron Solo with Arn Anderson defeats Louis Val and Chris Peaks in 5 minutes. It's fine. Anthony Ogogo is on commentary, which is just I don't get it. Um, so uh, Aaron Solo kind of joining up with the Nightmare family is something I don't get either. I don't really see much in Solo. He's a fine enhancement talent, but not somebody that I could imagine pushing. Obviously, his personal life a little more challenging right now. What with his losing of his fiance, he's been on a losing streak as of late here in AEW, losing to Ryan Nemeth and uh, Peter Avalon as well. So, um, basically, there's mat wrestling here open. Peaks and Vile get the advantage on Solo. They do some illegal moves. The Blue Thunder Bomb on Vile finishes the match for the Nightmare family. I mean, it's fine, but there's nothing to write home about when it comes to that. Red Velvet and Kylan King defeats Evilise and Diamante 704. Don't quite understand why you put Red Velvet on this show when she's going to be with the Cody and her against Shaq and uh, Jade Cargill tomorrow. I guess maybe you want to plug that, but I think the majority of Dynamite viewers will already know about that. Um, Velvet, I guess, gets a little bit of shine before, uh, her deal with Cody, but I would have saved her. She's not a talent that is so over the top that seeing her 2 nights in a row is something most people are gonna want to do. Velvet is apparently number one contender for uh, the the championship or something. Um, Anyway, King winds up in the wrong corner. The heels take over on her, work over her arm. King fights back and scores. Clotheslines on Evilise, tags made on both sides. Velvet hits a rolling forearm and standing moonsault for near fall. Uh, Velvet avoids stereo knees along the way and some strikes. Evilise hits a butterfly suplex for near fall of her own. Velvet comes back with a hook kick and a finish. Um, and kind of hits, it looks like a drop kick. Match ran way too long. Nobody in here was super tight or looking that great, and it doesn't fit. Top Flight, another team that is just like a third generation Hardys knockoff. First there's the Hardys, then there's the Bucks, then there's Top Flight. Um, Defeat Fuego del Sol and John Cruz in just under 5.5 minutes. Top Flight supposedly is the number 5 tag team in the world. I don't get that at all. Um, Darius suplex and a somersault. Um, Plancha type move by Dante, getting near fall. Del Sol, Cruz gets tagged and gets drop kicked in the face. Gets an advantage. Darius um, basically almost botches a Spanish fly on Cruz. Action goes to the floor. Del Sol hits a spinning crossbody off the top rope, and top top flight basically do everything they can in this. Del Sol almost gets the tornado DDT he's been working on for weeks, but gets blocked. Top Flight finishes Del Sol with a Bulldog for a win, and on commentary. It's called the Icebreaker. Gun Club, Colton, and Billy, and the other son, whose name I don't remember at the moment. Austin? There we go. Defeats Tony Vega, Aaron Fry, and Angel Fashion in 6 minutes. Why this is given 6 minutes, I do not understand. It's about 3 minutes too long. Gun Club is apparently also part of the Nightmare family now, which doesn't make sense. Why is the stable so big? Why does it not have direction? Just why? Camera cuts away. Uh, Billy Gunn kind of flirts with Aubrey Edwards. It looks awkward. And one of his sons hits the 310. And Billy steals the pin. And this whole match just doesn't need to happen. Billy Gunn is kind of hanging on too hard. He's given whatever rub he's going to give to his sons, and it's not working. Abaddon defeats Renee Michelle in just under 2.5 minutes. Not a fan of the Abaddon character. Renee Michelle is nondescript, honestly. Abaddon apparently is a face-painted freak, but not really a monster. She's supposedly nuts, and Michelle gets forearm in early and gets beaten to heck for the next little while. Gets finished with the cemetery drive in a complete squash match here. Dark Order's Stu Grayson defeats JD Drake. JD Drake from the Evolve area and the Carolina Indies. Really awesome guy. Grayson basically hits a Uranagi and a springboard shoulder block. Drake hits a overhead belly-to-belly suplex and a leg drop off the middle rope. For near fall, Grayson comes back with a springboard Rana, and Drake hits a running boot. Drake missed a somersault cannonball in the corner. Grayson comes back, spinning DDT, and the Nightfall backbreaker for the win. I don't know. It was fine and not the best showing for Drake, but it was what it was, and you can't expect Grayson to do that much. The Dark Order thing, I mean, I like Alan Angels, I like but I like Reynolds, and I like John Silver. Other than that, the rest of the Dark Order, you could can them and it wouldn't matter. So Acclaim Shopping Network, they're selling Dark Order Kool-Aid. They do a rap. At one point, they said that the guy named 10 can't draw a dime. He's got a $10 body and a 10-cent brain. That was a funny line, to say the least. Bear Country defeats Mbuda and Baron Black. Completely nondescript enhancement talent fellows. Bronson, Bear, Boulder, Bear, Mbuda, and Baron Black. This is way too many B's here. And Black beats up Bronson for a while. Mbuda brawls with one of them and hits a body block, and Mbuda hits Bronson with a suplex, but doesn't get the win. He's not the legal man. Bronson battles back, and Boulder follows up with a Samoan drop fallaway slam combo, and Backstabber gets a near fall for Black. Bear Country comes back with the Country Jamboree finish for the win, and it is what it is. Dark Order, Evil Uno, Allen Angels 5, and Colt Cabana with -1 defeat. Larry Shapiro, John Schuyler, and Ryzen 550. Again, a match that goes way too dang long. And I love Colt Cabana, and I love Allen Angels. The rest of them could run away from home. Doesn't really matter. -1 has returned. Angels looks like a million bucks. Um, so Ryzen gets a blind tag and he gets kicked out of the ring, gets destroyed by the Dark Order for a win, and -1 gets a shot in on Ryzen, kicks him out of the ring after the match. I mean, kids doing moves, not a fan, but heck, the kid's father passed away, and honestly, if they do this for a year, it's not really going to matter. It's so small. Max Caster against JJ Garrett, 6 minutes. Caster shines, and Garrett basically looks like an enhancement talent, and he was one. It is what it is. He's got 90s style tights. Caster has a great jumping knee drop. Goes for a suplex. Garrett pushes him off and hits a middle rope moonsault for near fall. Garrett tries to jump over and hits Caster in the corner. Totally lands on Caster's head. Ouch. Bowens throws in the boombox, and they do a distraction finish. And Brainbuster, top rope elbow, finishes Garrett off. This goes too long. Caster's a push talent who's been on Dynamite, should not be in this type of a match. Hybrid 2 defeats Sean Dean and Carly Bravo, 625. Again, long matches, hoorah, hoorah. Anyway, only 3 more matches, but this show is way too long. Hopefully, when they start the Elevation show, they can cut back. Hybrid 2 defeating Sean Dean and Carly Bravo. I don't know enough about Bravo to have a strong opinion, but I do know that I think they're wasting Dean. And Helico is talented. Evans is an Eminem wannabe midget. He and Bravo do have a decent exchange on the mat. Bravo hits a drop kick on Evans, gets a near fall out of it, and Helico and Evans get an advantage on Bravo by cheating, and Helico gets a near fall. It's a penalty kick. Dean gets a hot tag, takes down, and Helico with clotheslines and enziguri. Dean follows up with a pair of drop kicks and hits the corner, hits DDT, and scores a near fall, sliced bread for Bravo, big splash from Dean for another near fall, and Helico comes back with the Navajo Death Roll on Dean for the submission victory. Then we go to Orange Cassidy defeating Steve Stevenson in just under 2.5 minutes. I don't know why they're not using Cassidy more, to be honest, and I was not always an Orange Cassidy fan, but he's definitely a guy that they could be doing more with. Obviously, Orange Cassidy comes out with Chuck Taylor, who they could be doing less with, and I wouldn't care. Stevenson does a cowboy gimmick. Cassidy takes the black hat and wears it around and then ties Stevenson's leg. Cassidy has his hands in his pocket. Stevenson takes the hat back and nails a drop kick. Cassidy goes for the beach break, and there's a big boot from his opponent. And then Cassidy's had enough of this and hits the orange punch and the beach break for the pinfall. This is fine. Chuck Taylor, VSK, meh. Referee Aubrey Edwards called for the bell before VSK even gets introduced. Soul Food, Big Boot, and a Brainbuster get the 1 count for Taylor. It's a way to kill his moves, but not that he matters anyway, because he wrestles invisible hand grenades. VSK mounts some rather weak offense, runs into a high knee, Falcon Arrow for Taylor, gets a near fall. Taylor finishes off VSK with 2 pile drivers. Remember when pile driver was a finish? I do. This is a horrible squash, given too much to the squash guy, and the guy that wasn't getting squashed wasn't that big a deal anyway. Dark Order's 10 defeats Daniel Joseph in 2.25 minutes, or just a little more than that. Dark Order escorts 10 out. And -1 lost his shoes. Um, he joins Excalibur and Taz on commentary. Um, Excalibur, shut up, Taz, you can talk, was the best line, and I wish he had the influence to actually make that happen. How Excalibur won the uh, Announcer of the Year for the Observer, I have no idea. It just proves that I'm not the average Observer reader, apparently. Uh, Max Caster is going, I guess, one of the Dark Order members. 10 is going to face Max Caster for a shot in the ladder match on Sunday. I don't know why. Caster has 10 times the talent in his little finger. Anyway, Excalibur asks if he can promote the match for tomorrow night for 10. And Shut Up Excalibur isn't a t-shirt on AEW shop. It should be. And a Spinebuster and Deadlift Powerbomb won the match for 10. Then your main event, Kazarian and Kazarian and Daniels SCU defeat the Seidel brothers, Mike and yeah, Mike and I want to say Evan, and I know that's not right. Anyway, Matt Seidel. There we go, Mike and Matt. They do a decent sequence. Kazarian uses some leverage, escapes a hammerlock, and they go to the floor. Mike gets a near fall off a standing moonsault. Daniels gets tagged and hits a second near fall of his own, and he hits a leg lariat. Kazarian and Daniels combine for clothesline leg sweep combination. They're just so smooth as a team. They really are. On Mike. And then there's a bunch of extended sequences, bunches of tags along the way. Kazarian winds up in trouble. Double Russian leg sweep by the Seidels, but he eventually Kazarian recovers, hits a springboard cutter for near fall, and then they hit the best Meltzer ever on Mike, win the match. And again, the story is still that if they lose, they're going to break up. I don't know where it's going. It's taking too long to get there, but anyway. That is your Dark Review. We'll be back with Impact and the return to the Smoky Mountains, as I'm going to do work on the Smoky Mountain series. Over about 200 episodes of that, so join us for that, and over 1,100 other archived shows. Check it out and stay with us.